Now, I wasn't gonna do a video on this, but I just find this real interesting. A lot of people been telling me to just, you know what I'm saying, just go ahead. So I'm gonna just go ahead.
White and his group, the University of Cosmic Intelligence.
Grand Rising Cosmic Family. First, let me start by saying peace to the gods and goddesses of planet Kai. Peace, meaning positive energy, always creates elevation.
August 13th, 2023 was the last time anyone saw 25-year-old Michaela Thompson, 27-year-old Jarrell German, and 36-year-old Michaela Wickerson. This is the last known image of the trio in a St. Louis grocery store. Along with them, 30-year-old Naman Williams, 3-year-old Malaya Wickerson, and 2-year-old Ashton Mitchell all vanished. Their disappearance is now being investigated by a local police department. Friends and family of the missing say they cut off contact with them, some even quitting their jobs or maxing out credit cards. We spoke to cult expert and author of
That's what I want y'all to understand.
Rick Ross. He says that process likely started slowly before any extreme measures were finally taken.
Well, people gradually unplug. It's a process of increments, step by step, bit by bit. People like Rashad encourage them to do this.
Now, I want y'all to understand something, fam. People like Rashad did encourage people to do certain things like this. And the reason being, I know a lot of y'all gonna be like, man, you hating. Now, first of all, dog, you don't know nothing about my background, fam. On God. This nigga done blocked me multiple times. You know what I'm saying? He done watched my YouTube channel multiple times. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's going on, fam. We ain't even gonna go through all the way through our history, but what I'm gonna say is this. Dog, earlier when he was teaching, fam, around the time where young Pharaoh was still, you know, being mentioned in the conscious community, you feel what I'm saying? Around that time, right, this man told you to do what? If y'all real Rashad Jamal fans or followers or believers or followers, I said followers twice, or family or whatever you want to call yourself, part of his cosmic, you know what I'm saying, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You know what he said. He said, you're not going to pay rent. That's what he said. He said that out his mouth. He also said, if the dudes tell you that you got to pay rent, that he was going to do what? Put him up on a wall and say, we ain't paying no rent. I remember that, dog. If you don't remember that, you wasn't following Rashad Jamal. So don't tell me nothing about Rashad Jamal, dog. You can't tell me nothing. You not going to tell me nothing. Let me continue the video, though, dog. Because 6 people magically vanished. 6 people magically vanished. 6 people magically vanished after the...
And that is one of the early warning signs that something is really wrong. Right. Is that you have a loved one who's becoming increasingly socially isolated. And they're obsessed with a particular leader. And you realize that their entire network of friends is now within this group.
Now, not all times is that bad. I don't agree with everything that man is saying, but I do agree with some things that he's saying. Not all the time is it bad to cut specific individuals off and only deal with a specific type of people. You know what I'm saying? If you're moving in that direction, that's just the direction that you're moving in. You feel me? That's like saying, you know, if you're a Christian, right, you're going to continuously deal with worldly people. At the same time, you're going to go to church and deal with Jesus. That just don't mix, do it. That don't make for a good recipe, dog. That's not going to hit your digestive system good. You're going to probably throw it up. It's not a good, you know what I'm saying? So not all the time is intermingling with specific people that is on the same type of time as you. It's a bad thing. It's not always bad. You know what I'm saying?
But it doesn't happen overnight. It happens slowly but surely. And in this sense, people don't really realize how far they've gone with these groups because it is a step-by-step increment process.
What we now see as out of the ordinary, cult members may begin to find as reasonable.
I think normal becomes what...
I want y'all to understand something, right? When people listen, in order to keep your credibility, and in order to keep your name circulated, in order to keep, you got to do specific things, you know, to people or with people. Let me say that. Let me say with people. You got to do specific things with people who are more than likely going to be not intelligent and or maybe gullible, right? To keep your riches and fame. I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to say that.
Ever it is within the kind of bubble that you exist in online. So what we're seeing is people embedding in kind of networks online where they're only communicating with other like-minded people.
And like I said, not all the time is that always a bad thing. Not all the time is that always a bad thing. Let me say it again. Not all the time is that always a bad thing. Like, y'all need to understand, fam. Moving in a specific type of way will get you a specific type of outcome. Let me say that.
And constantly being reinforced in whatever their new normal is, as dictated by the leader. So we think it's crazy, but then we're dealing with the world at large. These people are often cut off, as we hear, from their family.
Now, a lot of the time, cutting yourself off from family isn't a bad thing, but sometimes it can be a good thing, right? Now, it can be a bad thing in a sense where you start to lose, you just start to lose your sense of self, right? Because you can no longer communicate with people, right? Because at the end of the day, if you yourself don't have a plan and you just plan on cutting people off, right? You just, at this point, you just burning your bridges just to look cool, you feel me? And it's like, bro, if you don't have a plan and you just doing something because somebody said it was cool and you don't have no real revelation hit the mind, it's like you kind of, you know, you fucking your own life up at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, bro, you don't got no type of plan, bro. He who fails to plan, plans to fail. And that's on God. You know what I'm saying? You're going to follow somebody that you barely know or don't even know. This is somebody you knew over the internet, right? And blindly just follow them into a pit or off of a cliff or into a, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. You don't, my thing is, bro, y'all need to start doing real research before y'all start just jump. Yeah, and they telling the truth. And they telling the dog, you don't know what's going on. They clearly just said people went missing after dealing with dog. And y'all want to say he's the greatest master teacher? He's the greatest, he's the greatest. I can feel it. Like, come on, dog. I'm not up in the sky. This is what you could.
From their old friends, and they're embedded in this alternate reality, this other world online, in which they are following people that are like-minded, conversing with people online, and following, you know, streaming and YouTube videos. It can become, you know, completely encapsulating, where people really have no other access to the real world.
Right.
Ross says
right.
Start innocently enough.
That's the thing, and that's the thing. Y'all be on the internet way too much, dog. Way too much. For people to, for you, let me put it to you like this. When you on the internet so much and you interacting with people and just chatting and just messaging and just chatting and just messaging, bro, it's hard for you to actually talk to a person in real life because you're so used to doing it like this, right? So a lot of people would rather just, oh yeah, let me add you on IG and I'm gonna message you later. You feel me? Instead of just talking to the person right there. And it's like, bro, y'all really need to unplug, you know, but in a sense where it's, you know, conducive or you know, it's adding to your mind. It's beneficial to your mind. You know what I'm saying? Not to the point where you just, you know, alien, so to speak, because you know, it be hard to connect with people when you get to that level. I ain't even gonna lie to you, dog. So you gotta learn how to mingle with people, you know what I'm saying? Stop being on the phone so much, dog.
Times when people are down on their luck.
Well, I think the narrative is usually people are going through a difficult time in their life.
Yeah.
And that happens to all of us. We go through bad patches. And they have the bad luck to be approached by someone who introduces them to some group or weekend seminar program or something that seems rather innocent.
But it's a scam. Scam, like people been saying for years. And now all of a sudden y'all wanna, oh yeah, he's been, nah. We real over rich. Bro, you was just popping it on the other, you just uploaded the other day. Please explain to me, then you trying to throw shade on 19 keys? Yeah, why y'all ain't talking about 19 keys? Why y'all ain't talking about 19 keys? Like 19 keys didn't have 6 people go missing. You know what I'm saying? Even though we already went down that thing, you know what I'm saying? Come on, dog. Come on, dog. This don't seem safe, man. This is not safe.
But in fact is a cult. And the person who's talking to you about this group or activity could be a coworker, a friend, someone you know, someone you trust.
As Ross explains, there are several things that determine whether a group is actually a cult.
Well, we look for 3 things to form the core, the nucleus of what a destructive cult would be. Number 1, is the leader the defining element and driving force of the group? And is the leader a dictator with no meaningful accountability? And has he or she become an object of worship? Second, does the leader manipulate people in identifiable ways that line up with coercive persuasion?
Right.
In other words, is he gaslighting people? Is he manipulating them, isolating them from family and friends to control what they hear, what they see?
Dog, right there. He's letting you know, fam. Is he doing this, bro? Is he manipulating, gaslighting, scamming? Right? Is he doing it? A lot of y'all, oh yeah, he's the greatest teacher. Bro, they right here saying that this man is part of a cult. Been saying this for the longest. Y'all can go down my YouTube channel and see me saying this years ago, dog. On God.
To gain undue influence. And finally, 3, having gained undue influence, does the leader use it to take advantage of his or her followers, exploit them, and do harm to them?
In this case, Ross believes